Michael. How you doing?
This brief glimpse of Michael Cohen with his arm in a sling and what appeared to be a hospital bracelet on his wrist was the only public appearance by the man who might bring down the president. The cable news shows were practically bursting with melodrama about what would be an undeniable blockbuster of a story, if true.
If this is true, does it mean President Trump committed a crime?
It means he committed 3 crimes. I'm telling you, Steph, I'm sitting 12 blocks from the White House, and I can almost smell the gun smoke.
Whether it's really a smoking gun depends, of course, on whether it's true that President Trump directed Michael Cohen to lie to Congress. The lie was about whether Donald Trump continued to try to make a real estate deal in Moscow through the Kremlin during the election. Cohen has pleaded guilty to lying about that. But if Trump told him to lie about it, then even Trump's nominee for Attorney General appears to believe that would be obstruction of justice.
So if there was some reason to believe that the president tried to coach somebody not to testify or testify falsely, that could be obstruction of justice.
Yes, under that. Yeah, under an obstruction statute, yeah.
The president's defense, delivered in part through his daughter-in-law on Fox News, was predictable.
It's ridiculous. It's all made up. And I think, sadly, Michael Cohen is a fraud, and he's trying to get his last couple minutes of fame.
But what's alleged is reportedly corroborated by other witnesses and by documentary evidence.
It's highly concerning. And this just shows that this administration and this president may well be complicit in participating in obstruction of justice.
And since no one is arguing that what's alleged here isn't a crime and an impeachable offense, if it turns out to be true, Democrats will have to consider whether to begin the process for removing the president. Ian?
So, Keith, even if the Democrats in the House were to impeach the president, the Senate needs a 2/3 vote to convict. We know Republicans are the majority there, so doesn't it stand to reason that the president would be safe?
Well, it depends on what the public thinks. In the course of impeachment in the House, we're likely to get some compelling evidence that might make it harder politically for Republicans to protect him. That's ultimately what led to the resignation of President Richard Nixon in 1974. And again, if the story as reported is true, then there is no debate about whether it's a serious crime.
Okay. Keith, thank you. And late this evening, Special Counsel Robert Mueller's office did something it rarely does, release a statement about an ongoing investigation. It is, as you'll see, carefully worded. BuzzFeed's description of the specific statements to the Special Counsel's office and characterization of documents and testimony obtained by this office regarding Michael Cohen's congressional testimony are not accurate. What Mueller's office did not say was that the BuzzFeed report was untrue.